I hope in the future, when you open up a dictionary, or by then scroll to the dictionary website, upon searching for the word hypocrisy, it says, see also Democratic Party. Because with the Tara Reid allegations, we are sure seeing that these people really, really don't care about assault or survivors or whatever it is they claimed they cared about. This may be one of the, I don't know what the right word is to describe this, shockingly hilarious, hypocritical, or just downright terrifying. This tweet from this woman saying basically, yeah, you know what? We know that Joe Biden's a creepy abuser, but I'm going to vote for him anyway. And boy, we've seen some really, really nasty tweets. Some people who have gone absolutely insane that I used to know saying things like, even though I believe Joe Biden did it and I was a victim myself, I would still vote for him 1,000 times. Dude, Joe Biden does this. We know he does this, right? Take a look at this tweet. So this woman named Lisa Bloom says, I believe you, Tara Reid. You have people who remember you told them about this decades ago. We know he is handsy. You're not asking for money. You've obviously struggled mightily with this. I still have to fight Trump, so I will still support Joe, but I believe you, and I'm sorry. Think about that for 2 seconds. The orange man is so bad. I will absolutely vote for a man who I think assaulted this woman. All right, I get it. Their argument is Trump has assaulted women too, but you want to talk about a lesser of two evils arguments. Wow, this one takes the cake. Look, I get it. When someone says, Donald Trump is pretty bad, but man, that Hillary was so much worse. You got to vote for Trump, otherwise Hillary gets in. It's like, oh, that I understand, right? We're not really talking about someone being evil. It's kind of just an argument to say, look, I know you really, really don't like Donald Trump, but you really, really, really don't like Hillary Clinton, right? Okay, if you want to stop Hillary, you got to vote for the other guy. That's actually the argument being put forward now about Trump and Biden. It's not really about Biden being evil. It's about the fact that he's not there, that he can't actually do the job. And I'd rather have someone who's kind of erratic like Trump than someone like Biden. Now, I'm not saying I'm going to vote for Trump, but I'm saying I'm closer than I've ever been, because it's kind of scary, the thought of someone like Biden being president. Now, that being said, I really hate the idea of voting for someone to stop someone else. So again, I probably won't vote. We'll see what happens. But take a look at this. Now we're talking about evil and evil, like quite literally. You think Donald Trump abused all these women. You believe that Joe Biden abused this woman, and you're like, I'm going to vote for this rapist over the other one. Dude, just don't vote. What is wrong with these people? All right, but there's more. I'm not done. This guy went nuts. This guy, Kenny, he's got a tweet. It's getting a little bit of traction. It's not very big or anything, but I thought this was a good example of more of the hypocrisy. He says, I'm over mourning Micah, MSNBC. Y'all are playing with black people's lives with this, I believe Tara Reid this BS. All right. And that's because Tara Reid, the accuser of Biden, went, I'm sorry. It's because Joe Biden went on MSNBC and got pressed by Morning Joe's Micah Brzezinski. This dude in the video, curses at Tara Reid, a woman who should be believed, who's saying she's a victim. This dude calls her, he cusses at her, he calls her slurs. I can't say them on YouTube, I'll get in trouble. But you want to talk about pure hypocrisy. You've got people saying, I refuse to believe you, you lying B word. And you've got a woman saying, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and believe you and not care. Yeah, well, of course, there's more. Check this one out. Biden delegate candidate wants FBI to investigate the journalists who broke the Tara Reid story. You know what's really breaking the brains of all these Democrats is they're trying to do their normal routine of conservatives are pushing this right-wing talking point when the story was first published by Bernie Sanders supporters. Uh-oh, you get attacked from both sides. Yeah, the overwhelming majority of people think Joe Biden is a creep. I'm sure a lot of people think Trump is a creep too, but that's a separate issue, man. Two things can be true at the same time. For right now, we're talking about Joe Biden. But I love how one of their go-to defenses is, why are you going after Joe Biden with this one story when Donald Trump was accused by all these women? It's like, bro, if you go up to a progressive and try to argue that Biden gets a free pass because Trump is worse, you realize they're arguing that same thing. They're arguing that they know Trump is worse and Biden is bad too. One of the things these people don't seem to understand, these liberal types, the establishment ones, is that the far left actually hates you more than they hate conservatives, let alone Trump supporters. Now, many of them do. But here's the thing, man. Trump supporters are populists. They actually agreed with some of Bernie Sanders' proposals, so left-wing populists and progressives are more likely to align with Trump on key issues like anti-establishment issues. Now, obviously not policy issues. Obviously, many of these people have Trump derangement syndrome. But there are a lot of people who will absolutely agree with, there have been many progressives, notably like The Intercept, Glenn Greenwald. They don't like Trump, but they call out the establishment press as being liars. And that's the point I'm saying. Like, it's elite versus populist, right? Take a look at this. Now they want the journalists to be investigated by the FBI. A potential delegate for Vice President Joe Biden said Saturday, the FBI should investigate the journalists who broke Tara Reid's story. Lindy Lee was responding to the news that Reid, a former Senate aide who has accused Biden of assault, admitted that she did not use the term harassment in the complaint she filed. Lee claimed in a tweet that Reid's story was a fraud and that the journalists responsible for going ahead with her story were a part of that fraud as well. Now that Tara Reid's story has completely imploded, it hasn't, I hope the FBI investigates Nathan J. Robinson, Katie Halper, Ryan Grimm for their role in this fraud. Wow. That is bold. I'm not surprised. The establishment Democrats are in line with other media outlets wanting Chinese-style censorship. So of course they'd want to arrest journalists for saying naughty things about the party. Remember, did you watch the main segment I did earlier? If you didn't, go check it out. In it, I show you an article from The Atlantic where they're like, China was right on internet censorship. And then I show this article from CNN where it's like journalist gets 15 years in prison for bad mouthing, for vilifying the Communist Party. Look at who these people are. A Biden delegate saying, how dare you besmirch the name of my party? You should be investigated. I hope the FBI investigates. Tara, or whatever your actual name is, you have gravely harmed real Me Too survivors. Hashtag I believe Biden. I believe Joe. Tara Reid is a liar. I got to hand it to you, man. That's some amazing stuff. The Intercept's Ryan Grimm responded to Lee saying that although Reid admitted that she had not used the specific words sexual harassment in her complaint, she had described an interaction that would be interpreted as such. Maybe call the cops back and tell them to stand down for now, he added. So here's Ryan Grimm. I'm really impressed. I mean, I don't want to say I'm surprised. I don't think any of you are surprised either. Just more examples. I mentioned this earlier. There's a viral tweet. I didn't want to pull it up because it's so egregious. It's a woman saying that she was actually raped by a guy in the 90s, a politician, and she would vote for him over Trump. Think about that level of Trump derangement syndrome. That you'd literally be like, the dude who tortured me, I would vote for 100 times before I would vote for Donald Trump because he's orange. No, for real. I know I'm kidding about that's the only, obviously that's not the only reason that they don't want to vote for Trump. But what is the reason? No, for real. Look, I'll put it this way. What I've often talked about never wanting to vote for Trump in the past, and I was supporting Yang and Tulsi, and I don't even agree with them on many of their policies. So look, the position is, I see Donald Trump as someone who I would not choose to be president. I know some people have said he's unfit to be president, and I'm like, I don't know what that means. No, for real, what does fit to be president mean? Like, the qualifications to be president are you're an American, you were born here, and you're over 35 years old. So fitness, Donald Trump is apparently a spry old man. I'll say that. He's certainly got energy. But for me, I'm looking for somebody else. That's why I like Tulsi. I liked Yang. But you didn't give me that, Democrats. You gave me Joe Biden. Joe Biden is a creepy old lecher, the same as many people have accused Donald Trump. The only issue is what I have seen of Kavanaugh and how I have seen your hypocrisy. I don't trust the allegations against Trump. I'm sorry. That's just the way it is. And I got to be honest, I don't completely trust the allegations against Biden either. But I'll tell you one thing. When all these women come out and accuse every single Republican under the sun of doing something, like harassing or assaulting, at first I take them seriously. I'm like, okay, we're going to listen to this. Then when you get Tara Reid coming out, and I'm like, oh, okay, let's see them, agree. And let's see where they position themselves. And they're straight up saying yeah, even though I think he did this, I'd still vote for him. I'm like, okay, now I think you're lying. Because this proves, for one, I know it's just one person, but you can see it with many different people saying similar things. They don't actually care about survivors. They don't care about victims. Then you get the other guy who just straight up calls her a bunch of slurs and yells at her and says, you're hurting my people or whatever. And it's like, you don't care about the accusations against Trump, do you? You just want to win. You just want power. You want to get things for yourself. What do you think Biden's going to do for you other than fall asleep, accidentally press the wrong button and fire a nuke in some random country? Joe Biden is not fit to be president. Now that I understand, right? When I talk about fitness, it's like you got Donald Trump who says silly and stupid things all the time, and people call him out for it. I don't know, whatever. Presidents say dumb things. George W. Bush said dumb things. I don't know. What do you want? You want an orator? You want someone who can speak clearly and look like a good, teleprompter reader? I don't know, whatever. Joe Biden falls asleep. Like, apparently there's like a clip where it looks like he falls asleep on TV. The dude can't speak. In one interview on CNN, he mutters and sputters for like 20 seconds. It's horrifying. That to me shows he's not fit to be president. Donald Trump's spry. I don't know if he's just eating a lot of fast food, given that good McDonald's energy, or he's on uppers or whatever, but the dude's clearly spry. And the economy was doing really, really well. So as much as I would not choose that guy, you're really putting me in a corner where I have to fight against the insane old man, Joe Biden, who you're now saying like, well, we think he did it, but let's vote for him anyway. It's like, all right, you know what? You've lost me a long time ago. But you get the point. Just more hypocrisy from Democrat voters, this time in the weirdest way possible. I'll leave it there. Stick around. Next segment's coming up in a few minutes, and I will see you all shortly.